Well, Max, we've stood here time and time again after dramatic victories. It's rare that we come out on the wrong side of one of these games, but that's what's happened today. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, disappointing. When you're only chasing a small target in the second innings, you should be chasing them down, but we've had a couple this year. Somerset, we just got over the line chasing 83 last week at Yorkshire, so it's been a funny season that way. We've either won really tight games or they've been draws. So yeah, look, I mean, the game was in fast forward, a lot of things happening, but still, whatever the wicket, when you're chasing 90 odd last innings, you should be winning that more often than not.
Yeah, and you mentioned the kind of the form chasing small targets there, and how we've had a lot of games go down to the wire. What were your thoughts at chasing 98 after kind of everything that had come before that? Yeah,
well, as you alluded to, over the last 4 or 5 years in tight games, we've always come out on top. So, like always, confident we could do it. We wanted to try and restrict them this morning as little runs as possible after a fantastic spell from Shane and Sam Cook last night. So yeah, coming, as I say, regardless what surface or what time of year you're chasing 90 odd, you're always confident of getting them.
It's obviously still very fresh, but how do you lift a dressing room after a result like that?
Yeah, I mean, you don't like losing any game. We've got a proud home record. I think it's the first time we've lost here in a number of years now. So I guess sometime you have to lose, but when you're playing these types of games, you are going to come out on the wrong side of it. You've got to take your medicine sometimes. It's tough to take because there's things happening all the time, and when you look back on the scorecard, you know you should be winning, but as we said up in the dressing room, it doesn't always go your way. As we always say, when we do win games, and we've won plenty of them, you don't get too up, you don't get too emotional, and that's what we do when we've lost this game. We've still one game to go at Northampton, been in good form coming into this game, winning the last 2, so we've got to make sure we go up there and get a positive result and take that form into next season.
Yeah, and putting the disappointment of defeat to one side, we have seen some incredible performances this match. Shane Snater picked up his best match figures of 8 for 28. Simon Harm with another 5-wicket haul, Sam Cook's bowling, and actually under the radar, Adam Rossington standing up to the stumps, to the seamers throughout the match was an incredible effort.
Yeah, I think the bowlers get all the plaudits in this game. Not many of the batters, apart from Alistair Cook in the first innings. But yeah, I mean, 2 really good bowling attacks. When conditions suit, lights were on for quite a lot of the game. When you don't miss length and the ball's nipping, it's hard to play. So the guys you mentioned there, our bowlers have done it all season, year in, year out now. So it's almost, you take it for granted with these guys, and Rosso showed what a class keeper he is, standing up again with the ball swinging and seaming and spinning. So you never take positives when you lose, but some individual performances which the guys can be proud of.
And on Snater, he was awarded his county cap at the lunch break. He's been such a valuable asset to the side over the past few years.
Yeah, I think epitomises this club, a real good team man. A couple of years ago, I was standing here and people were questioning why we're in the team. We're receiving letters about why is he getting picked, and the answer was then because we knew what he had. Sometimes it takes a bit longer than other players do to come in, but he's really found a niche. He's been incredible with a red ball, not just wickets, not just spells, but really important moments. And of course, he's batting and fielding as well. He's won us some games on his own this year. Last week typified that, his performance at Headingley. His fielding, the energy he brings, and his consistency. So he's fully deserving of his cap. Shut a lot of the haters up, which is always great to see. But he's done it in a real humble way. He's not someone again who gets 2 up or 2 down, and again this week he was incredible, so fully deserved, and I think the whole team and club are delighted for him.
Looking ahead to the final game of the next season next week, what's your approach in terms of team selection? I know there are a few niggles within the squad.
Yeah, we have a few niggles. Obviously Damon Porter didn't take the field in the second innings, which again was a blow. We're not sure on Adam Rossington yet because he's still officially on loan. So we'll have to see what's happening there with the agreement with Northampton, and then with typically end of the season with a few tired bodies and a few niggles. So there'll be a few changes, but we've said up there in the dressing room we want to finish strong. The goal was to win all 4 games in September. We've won 2 out of 3, so even though there might be changes, we'll be going out to get that win and as finish high up the table as we can, because we don't know what's going to happen with the structure and how it leaves you in a year or two. Where you finish in the ladder, may result in what division you go into and things like that. We're not sure, so we've got to do our job on that side and get as many points as we can do.